Well, ever since I hit my first 8-piece in the beta, and y'all watched the hell out of this exact clip right here, I've been asked the two same questions over and over and over again. And that was, how do I use the jet and how do I use the bombs? So in this guide we'll cover everything that you need to become a menace to the enemy team. I'll talk about some must-have jet settings, some visibility settings, the different roles of the two jets we have, and since it's been asked so much, I'll also cover how to properly bomb with each of the two jets. What? I will definitely add timestamps to the video, so if you don't care about a topic, like we're gonna go over the basics at the end as well, just skip it or just watch what you wanna watch. And with that being said, I appreciate you all watching. Thank you guys for the YouTube partnership. And yeah, let's get into it. So first things first, I'd love to talk about jet identities. Meaning, which jet does what better. And to give you a better understanding of the why, we will check out both their loadouts. So first things first, the attack jet. Comes with a heavy ass primary gun that definitely feels like it one-shots infantry. It is definitely not their main purpose. While infantry kills can be very beneficial for higher kill games, this gun excels at killing other aircraft, which keeps you alive, does tremendous amount of damage to armor, shreds through light armored vehicles like helis like a hot knife through butter, but only really shines with the second loadout option, and that being the air-to-ground missiles. These missiles will lock on to every vehicle on the ground, and as you see, once you zoom in, they level out your jet and let you look around to find armor, enemies, or whatever is on your mind. And while the thermals are definitely nice and definitely work in spotting people, it is absolutely not the best way to use them. I mean, if you can spot light armored vehicles on the ground or something that's like low already, it works wonderful. But what I feel like the actual way of doing it is just pointing it at armor and using your primary cannon to finish off. But since that's not all, you can definitely also point it at everything that has been lasered. Meaning, see a heli and wanna main gun his buddy? Feel free to do so. For now, we will skip flares, and that already takes us to the last weapon option. The two big-ass tank buster bombs. For those, please note how they are attached to the aircraft on the either left and right side. This knowledge will definitely come in handy once we compare it to the stealth jet. And while the first two weapon options already make this such a menace to the enemy team, the real fun starts if you can use all three of them consistently. Meaning, if there's a full health tank, there won't be a full health tank anymore. But for now, all you have to know is these bombs release immediately from under the wings of the aircraft, left and right. I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the immediate release, because now you pretty much know everything about the weapons of the attack jet. Let's talk stealth jet. So the stealth jet's main gun to some extent is the same as the attack jet ones, but it definitely is a smaller caliber. Meaning, while it doesn't do as much damage to tanks and heavy armor, it also has way less spread and still shoots insanely fast and precise. Essentially meaning infantry kills with this thing are amazing. And since you don't have the same firepower on armor, just pick whoever you see is an easy kill and just laser him. And while the caliber is smaller and more precise, this jet actually excels at air-to-air combat. But since we're still talking about the weaponry, I'll show you why and how later on in the video. And yet it already brings us to the stealth jet's bombs. Here, please note how the bombing tray is still closed and how it would be in the middle of the aircraft. What that essentially means is there's a big delay between opening the tray and you actually dropping the bombs. But as long as you keep that in mind and know ahead of time where you wanna bomb, you will definitely find out ways to drop all the bombs on the same target. And while I don't mean harass the same people at sea more effectively, hitting all 4 of your bombs is essential if you want to take out armor immediately. And while most tanks, the most armored vehicle in the game, are a one-pass, if you hit all 4 bombs, armor plating can just about ruin a one-pass. But usually once you figured out the delay, they're just as effective as the heavy bombs. So yeah, just as a quick recap, the attack jet has a higher caliber main gun, has air-to-ground missiles, and bigger bombs that release immediately. So it's the highest damage output aircraft. It can literally stop every tank and every push as long as your teammates are smart enough to call you in. And trust me, good teammates change everything in general. But yeah, that leaves the question why you would ever pick the stealth jet. And that's literally its whole purpose. And while the geniuses at DICE forgot to give us different loadout options, they gave this jet thrust vectoring. And if you've seen Silk's video, you probably by now know what V-tapping is and how overpowered it makes it in air-to-air combat. And just in case you didn't, what thrust vectoring is using your afterburners, braking at the same time and actually getting control of the afterburner movement, flipping you in the air like a coin. But that alone is not the broken part. Where it really breaks air-to-air combat if you do it just enough to have a way tighter turn circle. And while yes, you can sorta use it as a dodge or like to bleed speed if there's a jet behind you, just watch what happens when the jet stabilizes and you abuse the vector tap. This took me half a turn and I'm on the jet. The only thing you have to worry about is to use it smartly. While tapping it definitely improves your turn circle, just going dum-dum mode and hitting it as a panic button is not always gonna work. Well, it can be very confusing if a jet's behind you, you're actually giving him more surface area to shoot. And yeah, with jet identities pretty much out of the way, meaning you knowing what to do in which jet and why, we could go in depth on how to bomb with both of the jets, but first let me show you the settings that actually make it worth it, with you seeing everything first and having proper control of your jets. First things first, world brightness. Battlefield is blinding. Get that shit down to somewhere where you're comfortable with. Then of course get rid of all the blur. Nobody likes blurry anything. Then of course bump up that third person camera view. The more you see, the better, especially in dogfights. Then scroll all the way down to icons and indicators. Don't really touch the first one, since I don't really figure out what it exactly does. But definitely feel free to copy my settings from here on out. Because what these are doing is like the second you zoom in, you have less visual clutter. The big ass red and blue objectives, don't need to see them when zoomed, turn that to 0. The second you zoom in, you're probably about to kill something anyways. Why want to see the objective? For friendly icons, meaning your teammates, and squad icons, it can be pretty good if you leave it at some. Just because if you remain zoomed in, like in a tank for example, you can still tell them apart from the enemy. Same of course goes for squad mates. I got them slightly higher than the teammates, but yeah. For everything enemy related, of course bump that shit up. Obviously you want to see your enemy, right? And then yet again, neutral icons, like you don't care if an objective is neutral the second you zoom in, just put it to 0. Things can be helpful, that's personal preference. And yeah, with pretty much all the useless information removed when zooming, let's get into the aircraft keybinds I use. I'm on mouse and keyboard, so sorry all the controller players, but here's what I do for mouse and keyboard. I put exit vehicle far away from my keys, so I don't hit it on accident and just jump out the aircraft. I got pitch down on spacebar and pitch up on left alt, just so you can keep turning in either direction without like slapping your desk with your mouse 20 times just to keep up. Definitely put free look on the mouse if you can, just makes it easier to look backwards. And yeah, all that's left now is just general vehicle control settings. That's just personal preference, like the first person camera roll. Turn that off so you always know where the ground is, always know where the sky is. It's just easier for me. I do have vertical flight enabled. You might need to switch spacebar and left alt around if you don't have that on. And that's pretty much it. Now one big tip that helped me a lot with these settings is for our NVIDIA boys, or like if you got an NVIDIA graphics card, go to your control panel, find your desktop color settings, and override them just to your liking. Out at 85%, I just feel like it makes the enemy stand out from the ground so much more. And especially flying jets, seeing faster and earlier is just a good thing. And then yeah, that just brings us to how to bomb with both the jets. And then all that's left is the noob section, sorry for calling it that, with just explaining basic movements and how you like get started, not instantly crashing into stuff. So yeah, if you're still with me, first of all, you're a fucking legend. Secondly, if you haven't subbed already, help a brother out. Or don't, but either way, let's overanalyze bombing. First things first, grab your bombs at the resupply station in your spawn. While on your way up or out, always be on the lookout for jets or possible targets. And after acquiring said target, just be ready to bomb the shit out of it. For the stealth jet, you need to remember the delay and that the bombs are coming straight from under your jet. Essentially meaning you do have to hold the shoot or drop bomb button for quite a while before the first bomb actually drops. And since we're overanalyzing, here's the slow-mo of me finding the tank, holding the button, seeing shit the tank is moving, still holding the button, and the first bomb dropping. I see he's on the move, so I'm slightly leading in front of him, so the bombs, when they actually hit, will be spot on the tank. There's one, there's two, there's three, and that's the kill with the fourth one. And since the bombs are dropping straight out of the middle of the jet, all you have to do is find your target, wait for the bomb tray to open, and then drop all four of them straight on. Again, we're overanalyzing here, so making things super clear. I have found my target, switched to bombs. I'm already holding the shoot button to open up the bomb tray. I'm still holding and bringing the crosshair on target. First bombs start dropping. I'm keeping it on target. Slight spread here. I'm out of bombs. I know I was on target. I'm out of here getting a resupply and looking for jets. So what ends up happening is the kill is essentially just a result of good preparation on the flight. For the attack jet, on the other hand, the bomb drops are instant and not perfectly out the middle of the jet. Now what does that mean? Usually the right bomb drops first. And after, of course, I cannot stress this enough, you get rid of your biggest counters, as in the two other jets. You can be hella aggressive with the instant drop of the bombs. Yet again, you find your desired target, use everything at your disposal, drop the right bomb first and immediately the left one after. Let's watch that in slow-mo. Yet again, pretty much from the second I switch to the bombs. I just shot my AGM, looking for the tank. I know the right bomb is gonna drop first. Right bomb's in the reticle, tank's in the reticle. Left bomb goes out soon after, while the tank's still in the reticle. I know I was spot on with at least one bomb. Boom, kill confirmed. So one more for the mindset. I'm on free view looking for jets, nothing, I can bomb C, there's always people. I'm switching to bombs, aiming at C with my reticle. I'm so ready to drop. I see a jet coming up, I'm dropping high because of it. That's the only time this jet drops high. Jet ends up crashing, so sadly I could have taken more time with my bomb alignment, but it ends up pretty good anyways. Let's watch that in slow-mo again. I'm still thinking, fuck, I need to bomb C. I'm trying to hit the open where there's not a lot of cover. I finally realized, yeah, okay, I gotta drop my bombs fast. I'm going for the jet, which sadly ends up crashing. But the bombs are on their way and they were on point. Pay real attention to the right bomb on the right wing. I'm aiming with the right side-ish of the reticle. Straight in the middle. I'm aiming the left, more to the left. Hitting this one dude we see. Sadly could have aligned even better, but at this point we were already going for our biggest threat. And living to get another bomb run is just essentially way better than dying for one. Don't make the mistake of finding out about a jet that's already on your 6, given how fast you can melt jets in this game. And yeah, with that hopefully explaining how to properly bomb to all of you, or everybody that has been asking. All that's left is pretty much the noob section, where we're gonna talk about basic movement and just how to get started. Well, since I covered this already in my 2042 guide, let's get started together. First of all, you spam like a madman for the jet. You press everything you have, your spacebar with 3 fingers, I don't know, just do it. People are wanting the jet. That's the hardest part actually about flying, actually getting it. But first things first, familiarize yourself with your rudders. It's your smallest wings, they give you minor changes to your left and right. This is perfect for aiming at targets and shooting them. Your left hand also controls your speed, meaning go faster or go slower, braking. Afterburner is sprinting. And as you can tell, that is just not enough. You're gonna need the whole map to turn like this. So how do you actually turn a jet? As you have seen right now, there's way quicker ways. I just gotta avoid some stinger noobs real quick. But essentially, your right hand controls your rolls, meaning rolling, barrel rolling left and right, and your nose up or down. And essentially, how you properly turn is roll to one side and pull your nose up as hard as you can. When I go the other side, roll the other side and pull your nose up as hard as you can. Same of course goes for pulling your nose down as hard as you can. And this one's actually pretty cool since they added a G-force effect, so you seem to almost pass out if you do it. But that's just more visual clutter, so I would definitely recommend doing normal turns. Once you got that down, enjoy thrust vectoring. Hold sprint, hold brake, and pull the jet into whatever direction you want it. If you do this, you'll keep your initial momentum and can flip it around while doing so, even downwards. I just seen a jet past me, so I'm gonna just pull a downwards cobra, I don't know how you can call it, but this essentially just slows me down, puts me back on my path. I have to avoid the stinger here. It put me into my original momentum. I used the normal turns to just follow them into their base. I'm seeing, okay, I'm not gonna get an angle on this guy, might as well just take out the other. I line up my nose with his nose and just pull my nose up as hard as I can. Then I'm essentially just waiting to be fully aligned to not even give him a chance of reacting. And once he's dead, I can focus on his body. I'll do a little V-tapping. If you watch the whole video, you know how to do it. Avoid the lock-ons because I want to get on the kill. I align my nose, I pull up hard, and just like that my biggest threats are gone and I can enjoy some bombing. Of course, while doing normal pulls, you can also use the rudder at the same time. If you do it left in a left turn, you will go down. If you do it right in a right turn, you'll go up. Literally, just up and down. It's just the way you rotated your jet. That's why we do the third person camera roll. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And just remember, the second you start, immediately look out for jets because they're your biggest counter. If you just lost your flares and are still being locked on, just go below radar fast and low. And if you made it this far, I'm pretty sure you will give the enemy team a hard time. I'm Fishy, you're welcome, much appreciate you watching, and bye, love you, tschüss.